Hi students, let us learn cyclic hydrocarbons today. First, let us go through the definition. They are formed when atoms combine to form a ring. So here we are mainly talking about, since we are mentioning here about hydrocarbons, it's primarily made of hydrogen and carbon. And we already learned that hydrocarbons are of three forms, that is cyclic, branched and linear. So here today we're going to learn about cyclic. Cyclic hydrocarbons may be saturated or unsaturated. Saturated cyclohydrocarbons are called cycloalkanes and unsaturated cyclohydrocarbons are called cycloalkene. So saturated always have single bond between carbon-carbon, whereas unsaturated will have double bond between two carbon atoms. So here are some of the examples. So we must know that the basic number of carbon atoms to form a ring is going to be 3 carbon, because with 2 carbon you can never form a ring. So that is why the simplest hydrocarbon would start with cyclopropane. So if you observe cyclopropane, structural formula is given 3 carbon atoms, so it is going to be C3 and H6. Similarly, cyclobutane C4H8, cyclopentane C5H10 and cyclohexane C6H12. So in these, all of the carbon atoms are saturated, and it means that there is only a single bond between each carbon atom. So in this we are only going to learn about in unsaturated we are going to learn about benzene. The molecular formula is C6H6 and it is unsaturated cyclic hydrocarbon. It is mainly made up of 6 carbons and 6 hydrogen. One benzene molecule has 3 carbon-carbon double bond and 3 carbon-carbon single bonds. So let us understand the structure. Here, if you talk about the number of carbon atom, there are 6 carbon atom and hydrogen is also 6. And mainly benzene is conjugated system. What is meant by conjugated system? Look at the second diagram. Here there is a double bond, there's alternate double bond. So if I number this, okay, so let me say that I am numbering the carbon atom now. So 1 clockwise I will number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 carbon. So if you observe students, 1 and 2 carbon atom is single bond. Similarly, 3, 4 carbon atom is single bond. 5, 6 carbon atom is single bond. And these are alternate. Similarly, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 6 is double bond. So whenever a closed system or even a linear carbon atoms, that is hydrocarbons, have alternate double and single bond, we call such type of system as conjugated. So here benzene is conjugated system, okay, mainly because it is having alternate single and double bond. So this is another way of representing. See the second diagram that you can see, the second structure, it is an alternative way of representing the first diagram. So the first one is mainly having carbon and hydrogen. We are writing carbon and hydrogen specifically, but the second diagram, you can also skip carbon and you can directly write a ring. Okay, and one more property of benzene is that it is primarily used in most of the organic synthesis, but these days it has been proved that it is carcinogenic. So that's why now they are mainly replacing benzene with derivatives of benzene. Okay, because benzene is the very carcinogenic, mainly affects the nervous system and also respiratory system. Now coming to the electron dot structure. See now, whenever they ask electron dot structure in exam, always make sure to replace a bond by 2 electron. That's the simplest way of representing electron dot structure. See, suppose I will give you an example. So let us say I have benzene. Okay, or let's say I am drawing cyclohexane. So here, just observe, wherever you have a bond, okay, just replace it with electron, 2 electrons. So because we know every bond is made up of 2 electrons, isn't it? So that is why replace the bond with 2 electron. That is just a single line, you are going to replace it with one line. Sorry, a single line you're going to replace it with two electrons. I'm very sorry. Single line we're going to represent it with two electrons. So wherever there's a bond, just replace it with two dots. So that would be the electron dot structure. So here whatever your representation of electron dot structure here that you can see on the screen is nothing but I've replaced every single bond between carbon and carbon or carbon and hydrogen by two dots, and that is going to be the electron dot structure. Okay, so it is a definite question in exam, so please prepare yourself well. Thank you.